Emma stood by the window, her gaze lost in the storm outside. Rain lashed against the glass, the wind howled, and dark clouds loomed overhead. Yet, amidst nature's chaos, a sense of peace enveloped her. Lighting a candle on the mantelpiece, its warm glow pushed back the encroaching darkness of the room. Her son, Jax, sat on the sofa, watching her with a knowing smile. Hours had passed since the power went out, but in that moment, all Emma could see was the profound bond they shared. Pouring herself a glass of wine, Emma sank into the armchair opposite Jax. Her eyes were drawn to him, the way his dark hair fell casually over his forehead, and the depth of understanding reflected in his gaze. An unspoken connection lingered between them, a magnetic pull that neither had dared acknowledge until now. As the storm raged on, a longing stirred within Emma, one she could no longer ignore. In an impulsive rush, she leaned in and captured Jax's lips in a tender, forbidden kiss. It started soft and hesitant, as if testing the waters of this new territory. But as the kiss deepened, the outside world faded away, leaving only the warmth of their shared breath and the intoxicating thrill of the moment. Emma's heart raced as Jax's hand slid to her waist, pulling her closer and igniting a fire that had long been smoldering beneath the surface. When they finally pulled away, breathless, exhilaration and fear coursed through Emma. She knew that what had just happened was taboo in the eyes of the world, yet the love between her and Jax felt undeniable. They decided to embrace their feelings, nurturing the love that had blossomed in the hidden corners of their hearts. In the days that followed, stolen moments became their lifeline. Emma would catch Jax's eye across the room, and in those fleeting glances, entire worlds of unspoken words passed between them. They lingered in the kitchen after dinner, brushing against each other as they cleaned up, hands grazing, hearts racing. Each touch sent shivers down Emma's spine, igniting warmth that spread through her. Laughter filled the air, a comforting melody that reminded them both of the joy they found in each other. One evening, as the rain pattered softly against the window, they sat on the sofa wrapped in a blanket. Jax leaned in, his breath warm against Emma's ear as he whispered sweet nothings that made her heart flutter. "I can't stop thinking about that kiss," he admitted, sincerity lacing his voice. Emma felt her cheeks flush, the memory of that moment sending a thrill coursing through her. "Neither can I," she confessed, her voice barely above a whisper. "It felt right, in a way I never expected." Jax's gaze locked onto hers, intensity radiating from his eyes as he cupped her face in his hands. His thumb brushed gently across her cheek, sending waves of affection through her. Emma leaned into his touch, her heart pounding in her chest. "Can we explore this?" Jax asked, hesitation lacing his tone. "I don't want to hide how I feel anymore." Emma's breath hitched as she considered his words. It was a leap into the unknown, but the desire to be with him was stronger than her fears. "Together," she replied, her heart swelling with hope. "We'll figure it out together." Yet, as whispers of their relationship began to circulate in their small town, the weight of societal judgment loomed over them like a storm cloud. They became pariahs, faces twisted in disgust wherever they went. The pressure from the outside world began to take its toll, causing cracks to form in the foundation of their forbidden love. Emma and Jax found themselves questioning whether their bond was worth the pain it had inflicted upon them. One fateful day, Emma received a cruel, anonymous letter, filled with venomous accusations. It shattered the fragile illusion of happiness they had built. In that moment, Emma felt the world closing in around her, suffocating her with its hatred. She looked into Jax's eyes, filled with concern, and vowed, "I won't let them take us away." Jax pulled her into a tight embrace, their bodies fitting together perfectly. "I'll fight for us," he murmured into her hair. "We'll get through this together." Emma closed her eyes, allowing his strength to seep into her bones. Their connection was a rare gift, worth protecting against all odds. With newfound determination, Emma resolved to stand tall in the face of adversity. In the weeks that followed, Emma and Jax found solace in each other. They shared whispered secrets and tender moments, stealing kisses under the cover of night. One evening, Emma surprised Jax with his favorite meal, the aroma of garlic filling the kitchen, creating a cozy atmosphere. When Jax entered, the flickering candlelight illuminated his features, and Emma's heart swelled with affection. "Wow, what's the occasion?" Jax asked, a playful smile gracing his lips. "Just wanted to remind you how much you mean to me," Emma replied, her voice soft and sincere. They sat down to eat, laughter flowing freely between them. But as the meal drew to a close, Emma sensed the weight pressing down on Jax's shoulders. "Jax, I can see you're struggling. Talk to me," she urged, her eyes searching his. He hesitated but eventually opened up. "I hate what's happening. The whispers, the judgment. It feels like we're fighting a losing battle." Emma's heart ached at his words. "We're not losing. We have each other, and that's what matters. No one can take that away from us." Jax's eyes softened, and she could see the flicker of hope igniting within him. "You're right. I just wish we could be open about our love without fear." Emma felt a surge of courage. "What if we took a stand? We could face this together, show them that our love is real and worth fighting for." Jax's gaze locked onto hers, a spark of excitement illuminating his expression. "You'd really do that?" "Absolutely," Emma replied, her voice steady. "I believe in us." As they sealed their pact with a kiss that held the weight of their commitment, Emma felt a renewed sense of purpose. They were ready to face the world, to show everyone that their love was not only real, but also beautiful. In the following days, they began to strategize how to share their truth more openly. They decided to start small, confiding in close friends and allies who they believed would support them. One afternoon, they invited Sam over for coffee, the tension palpable in the air as they prepared to reveal their relationship. When Sam arrived, his easy smile put them both at ease, even if just a little. After some small talk, Jax took a deep breath, his hand finding Emma's beneath the table. "Sam, there's something important we need to tell you," he started, his voice steady but laced with nervous energy. Emma could feel her heart racing as she glanced at Jax. "It's about us," she added, gathering her courage. "Jax and I are together. In a way that goes beyond just mother and son." The silence that followed felt heavy, a weight pressing down on them as Sam's expression shifted from surprise to contemplation. Emma held her breath, waiting for his response. After what felt like an eternity, Sam leaned back in his chair, processing their words. "Wow. That's a lot to take in," he said slowly, his brows furrowing. Emma felt her stomach knot, but Jax squeezed her hand, his presence grounding her. "We know it's unconventional. But we love each other, and we want to be honest about who we are." Sam's expression softened, and he nodded slowly. "Look, I appreciate you both trusting me with this. I can't say I fully understand, but if this is what makes you happy, then I support you." Relief flooded through Emma, and she felt a smile break across her face. "Thank you, Sam. That means more than you know." As they continued talking, Emma realized that their decision to share their truth had lifted a weight off her shoulders. The fear of judgment was still there, but now they had an ally, someone who believed in them. However, the storm that brewed outside their small circle intensified. Rumors began to spread like wildfire, fueled by whispers and judgment from their community. Emma and Jax faced a torrent of scrutiny, and the pressure weighed heavily on them. One evening, as they sat on the couch after another long day of dealing with the fallout, Emma could feel the tension radiating from Jax. She reached for him, pulling him close. "You don't have to carry this alone," she said softly, brushing her fingers through his hair. "We're in this together." Jax sighed, leaning into her touch. "I just don't want to lose you. Our love feels like such a fragile thing right now." Emma's heart ached for him. "We won't lose each other. We'll face whatever comes, side by side." The strength in her voice surprised even her. As they sat together, the warmth of their connection enveloped them, and Jax leaned down to kiss her tenderly. In that moment, Emma felt the intensity of their love rekindling, a flame that refused to be extinguished by external forces. Days turned into weeks, and the whispers grew louder. One night, after a particularly difficult day, Emma suggested they escape to the beach. The idea sparked excitement in Jax's eyes, and they set off, eager to find solace in the beauty of nature. Upon arriving, they found a secluded spot where the sound of the waves drowned out the noise of the world. Emma kicked off her shoes and let the cool water wash over her feet, reveling in the freedom of being with Jax. He joined her, the salty breeze tousling his hair as he smiled at her. "Isn't it beautiful?" Emma said, gazing at the horizon where the sky kissed the sea. "It is," Jax replied, his eyes fixed on her. "But it's even more beautiful with you here." In that moment, they were two souls intertwined, free from judgment and expectation. Emma leaned in, capturing his lips in a kiss filled with passion and longing. It was a kiss that felt like a declaration of their love, a promise to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As they pulled away, Jax's eyes sparkled with determination. "Let's not just survive this. Let's thrive. We can create our own happiness, no matter what anyone else thinks." Emma nodded, her heart swelling with love and hope. "Together," she whispered, sealing their promise with another kiss. But as they returned home, the reality of their situation hit them like a wave crashing against the shore. The next day, a local newspaper published an article about their relationship, sensationalizing their story and painting them in a scandalous light. The headlines screamed of disgrace and sick, feeding the fire of gossip that swept through their town. Emma felt her heart drop as she read the article, her breath hitching in her throat. Jax stood beside her, his jaw clenched in anger. "This isn't fair," he said, frustration boiling beneath the surface. "We deserve to be happy." "I know," Emma replied, tears brimming in her eyes. "But the world doesn't see it that way." The pressure from their community became unbearable, and Emma felt the walls closing in around her. They were no longer just fighting for their love, they were fighting against a tide of hatred that threatened to engulf them. Yet, through it all, Emma and Jax leaned on each other. They found strength in their connection, using the love they shared as a shield against the negativity. They began to document their journey on social media, sharing their story on their own terms. Emma crafted a heartfelt post detailing their love, the challenges they faced, and their commitment to one another. When they hit publish, it felt like a weight had been lifted. They braced themselves for the response, knowing that they would have to confront both support and backlash. But this time, they felt ready to face whatever came their way. The response was mixed, some offered support, while others were filled with vitriol. But through it all, Emma and Jax found solace in each other. They realized that their love was a force that could withstand anything. As they navigated the storm together, they discovered an unexpected sense of freedom. Each day brought new challenges, but they faced them united, their love growing stronger with every obstacle they overcame. One evening, as they sat together under the stars, Emma turned to Jax, her heart full of gratitude. "Thank you for standing by me through all of this. I don't know what I would do without you." Jax smiled, his gaze unwavering. "You're my everything, Emma. No one can take that away from us." With their hearts entwined, Emma and Jax prepared to step boldly into the next chapter of their lives. They knew that their love was worth fighting for, and together, they would carve out a path of acceptance and happiness, proving that their bond was not only real but also beautiful. In that moment, under the vast expanse of stars, Emma felt an overwhelming sense of hope. With Jax by her side, she knew they could navigate any storm that came their way. The world around them might be filled with judgment and misunderstanding, but their love was a sanctuary, a place where they could be unapologetically themselves. "Let's make a promise," Emma said, her voice soft yet firm. "No matter what happens, we'll keep fighting for us. We'll celebrate our love openly, even when it's hard." Jax looked deeply into her eyes, his expression serious, but filled with warmth. "I promise, Emma. We'll face everything, together. I'm not backing down." With that, they leaned in once more, sealing their vow with a kiss that felt like a declaration of war against the negativity that surrounded them. It was passionate and fierce, igniting a flame that had been kindled within them. In the weeks that followed, they found ways to channel their love into activism. They started by reaching out to support groups and communities that advocated for acceptance and understanding. They shared their story in local forums, hoping to foster dialogue and break the stigma surrounding unconventional relationships. Emma discovered a local LGBTQ+ organization that welcomed them with open arms. They began attending meetings and participating in events, where they met others who had faced similar challenges. Each connection strengthened their resolve and reminded them that they were not alone in their journey. One evening, they were invited to speak at a community event centered on love and acceptance. As they stood together on stage, Emma felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. The crowd was filled with familiar faces, some supportive, others skeptical. She took a deep breath, squeezing Jax's hand for reassurance. "Thank you all for being here," Emma began, her voice shaking slightly. "We know our story is different, and we understand that it may make some uncomfortable. But love is love, and it deserves to be celebrated, no matter the circumstances." Jax stepped forward, his presence strong and steady. "We're not here to ask for your approval. We're here to share our truth. Our love is real, and it has changed us both for the better. We believe that everyone deserves the right to love freely, without judgment." As they spoke, Emma could see some faces soften, while others remained stern. But she also noticed nods of agreement from those who understood the power of love, regardless of its form. The atmosphere shifted, and Emma felt a sense of empowerment wash over her. After their talk, a woman approached them, her eyes glistening with tears. "Thank you for sharing your story," she said. "I've been struggling with my own relationship, and hearing you both has given me hope." Emma felt her heart swell. "You're not alone. It's okay to love who you love." In the weeks that followed, they continued to engage with the community, sharing their experiences and advocating for love and acceptance. They were met with both support and criticism, but they stood firm, knowing that their journey was about more than just themselves. As they faced the challenges ahead, Emma and Jax found strength in their love and each other. They learned to navigate the complexities of their relationship, finding joy in the small moments. However, as they became more public, the scrutiny also intensified. One evening, as they returned home from a community event, they noticed a group of people gathered outside their house, whispering and pointing. Emma felt her heart race as she recognized some of their neighbors among them. "Jax, what do we do?" she whispered, anxiety creeping into her voice. "Let's confront this together," he replied, his expression resolute. "We can't let them intimidate us." Taking a deep breath, they approached the group. The murmurs fell silent as the crowd turned to face them. Emma felt a mix of fear and determination as she stepped forward, Jax by her side. "Is there something you want to say?" she asked, her voice steady, despite the turmoil within. One neighbor, a woman from down the street, stepped forward. "You're making a mockery of what family should be. It's not right." Emma's heart sank, but she held her ground. "This is our family. Our love is real, and it's just as valid as any other. We're not asking for your approval, we're simply living our truth." The tension in the air was palpable, and Emma could feel Jax's hand tighten around hers. "We love each other," he added, his voice firm but compassionate. "And love shouldn't be something to hide or be ashamed of." For a moment, silence hung between them. Emma could see uncertainty flicker in some of the neighbors' eyes. She hoped they could see the sincerity in her words, the truth of their love shining through the darkness of prejudice. As the crowd began to disperse, Emma and Jax stood together, their hearts pounding as they processed what had just happened. They knew that this fight was far from over, but they also realized that they were stronger together. "We did it," Emma said, her voice trembling with a mix of fear and exhilaration. "We stood up for ourselves." Jax turned to her, pride shining in his eyes. "And we'll keep doing it. No matter what." As they embraced, Emma felt a renewed sense of hope. They had faced the storm head-on, and while the road ahead would still be fraught with challenges, they were ready to walk it together. Their love had become a beacon of light, guiding them through the darkness. In the months that followed, they continued to advocate for love and acceptance, working to create a community where everyone felt safe to be themselves. They forged deep connections with others who shared their values, creating a support system that bolstered their spirits. One evening, during a community festival, Emma and Jack stood together, surrounded by friends and allies. The atmosphere was festive, filled with laughter and joy. As they watched the fireworks light up the night sky, Emma felt a sense of belonging wash over her. "Look at all the people who support us," Jack said, his voice filled with awe. "It's incredible." Emma smiled, her heart swelling with gratitude. "It is. We've built something beautiful here." As the last firework burst overhead, illuminating the faces of those they loved, Emma realized that they had transformed their struggle into something meaningful. Their journey was not just about their love, it was about creating a world where everyone could love freely, without fear of judgment. "Together, we can make a difference," Emma said, her voice filled with conviction. Jack nodded, his hand finding hers, their fingers intertwined. "Together, we can change the world." With that promise in their hearts, they stood side by side, ready to face whatever came next, knowing that their love was a force to be reckoned with, a love that could weather any storm. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please like, share, and subscribe for more updates. Your support means a lot to us. See you in the next video.